Recently, Phil Jackson had a chance to go one-on-one with Matt Guokas.
Hi, this is Phil Jackson with Matty Guokas, colleague of mine. Our careers almost coincided each other. You came in '66 on a championship team that year, on a team that went for a championship. I came in '67. What was your final year, Matty?
1975-6. It was my 10 years.
And you went to coaching, right, with Philadelphia as your first stop as a coach, wasn't it?
It was. Actually, I did about 4.5 years of television and radio, which is always good preparation for coaching, and then became Billy Cunningham's assistant coach in '81-82 when Chuck Daly got the Cleveland job.
And you were there through the championship year, took the Philadelphia team over, and Charles Barkley's first or second year, right?
That's right, yes. Of course, we still had some good players held over from the championship years of Moses Malone, Julius Erving, Bobby Jones, Maurice Cheeks, Andrew Toney.
They had a great run in that year.
Yes. And of course, Charles Barkley was, a tremendous addition to that team. But Phil, I guess you could tell people about chemistry all day long. You experienced it with the New York Knicks. We had it in Philadelphia, but for a very short period of time. And no matter what the talent situation is, when that chemistry is a little bit awry, it's very difficult to win on a consistent basis.
It slips away, and it's hard for players to get it back year in and year out. Philadelphia had a great season, terrific season, won many games on just at the end of a game, knew how to come back, beat Boston out. A lot of things happened terrific. Next season came back and were beaten by Jersey.
Right. And the first round. After it was, and mainly because they won the first 2 games in Philadelphia of a 5-game series, which was a surprise to us and everybody else. We went up and hammered them twice in New Jersey to tie up the series, came back to Philadelphia for Game 5, and we were up about 7 points, I'm going to say with about a little less than 2 minutes to go with momentum. Our veterans, Doc and Bobby, turned it up a notch. And the game slipped away from us. Michael Ray Richardson just took over down the stretch, and they beat us coming down to crunch time.
I was over in China with a U.S. All-Star team of legends, they call them. And I remember reading that in the Herald Tribune overseas and was just amazed that the Sixers had lost. But that's what happens sometimes. Teams go, now you come down to Orlando. Took an expansion team, the only expansion coach left. And you guys got...
Everybody keeps reminding me of that.
Do they do that? I'm sorry, man. But you got lucky in the draft. Here you've got a franchise builder.
And we were lucky. Obviously, we paid the awful price last year of only winning 21 games and getting the second most amount of ping pong balls in the hopper. And of course, it paid off. And that was really a thrilling day, watching that thing come down the stretch on May 17th with the lottery. And of course, once that Charlotte ball popped up, or that Charlotte envelope popped up, we knew we were going to get the first pick. And it was going to be Shaquille.
He's come to this ball club and brought with him, obviously, when you look at the notes, there's one whole page of notes. There's 4 players usually on a page, and all of a sudden, here's a 20-year-old kid with a lot of notes, a lot of press. Probably press people tell me it's as hard to get in to cover a game that he plays as it is when Michael Jordan first came. He is, 10 years later almost, the superstar maybe the league has been looking for to replace the Magic and the Bird. How is it dealing with a young player like this and the media?
Well, first of all, he's an amazing young guy for 20 years of age. I know I've got a son 18 and a son 23, and I know what they're like, and he's right in the middle of that.
Right.
Obviously, he's very gifted. He's got a talented body. He's able to do a lot of things on the basketball floor right now. But Phil, what's amazing to me is how he deals with all this so-called hype and all the distractions and all the demands on his time from the media, from the public, from his various business things, and still has time to go out and practice playing basketball and play the games. And I think the secret for him, much like Michael, is they like to play the games, and that's a big factor.
And with enthusiasm, I think that's the greatest. Matty, thanks for being on. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you, Phil.